Welcome back to another episode of Adventure for Eureka, where we'll explore Jodhpur, the magnificent blue city of Rajasthan. Rising from the Thar Desert like a jewel, this ancient city was founded in 1459 by Rao Jodha, a warrior chief of the Rathore clan. Today, we're exploring one of India's most spectacular forts, wandering through
Where are
vibrant
we?
bazaars, and discovering the heart of Rajasthan's culture.
Jodhpur, and that fort is what we're about to explore.
So the fort you're looking at is Mehrangarh Fort, which got its name from Mehir, also translating to sun in Hindi.
Named after Rathore's clan mythical descent from the sun god Surya. Perched 400 feet above the surrounding plain, and there in the distance, Umaid Bhawan Palace Museum. It's the world's largest private residence, includes royal residence, luxury hotel, and museum showcasing opulent lifestyle of Jodhpur Maharaja. And this tower is the famous Ghar or clock tower, which we will visit later in this video. Now, before we enter the fort, let me tell you what's not allowed inside, such as selfie sticks, no cigarettes or smoking of any kind, and no large bags. The fort authorities are very strict about preserving this UNESCO World Heritage Site. This fort is an engineering marvel. Water was transported up this massive height using the ingenious system of pulleys and leather buckets, with teams of workers operating in shifts to ensure the fort never ran dry. The fort was constructed using locally quarried red sandstone and spans an incredible 1,200 acres across the hilltop. When the construction began in 1459, Rao Jodha laid the foundation stone with the help of the Hindu warrior Saj Karni Mata, and according to legend, Jodha had to displace a hermit named Cheriya Nachi, the lord of birds, who cursed the fort to forever suffer water
So that's
scarcity.
how water was carried up into the fort. We're going through one of the three gates, and remember, they always zigzag, so not lined up, yeah?
To please him, Jodha built a house and temple within the fort walls. You can still see them today. The fort has immense historical significance as the seat of the Marwar kingdom. It witnessed the rise and fall of Maharajas, defended against Mughal armies, and survived countless sieges. The cannonball marks are scars of the Kangar pole or gate are from attacks by the armies of Jaipur in the 18th century. So why is Jodhpur considered the blue city? Well, the indigo painted houses were only for Brahmin
The blue
families who painted
city
their
of
houses blue to
India.
signify their high caste. But the practice spread because the copper sulfate in the blue lime painted repels insects and keeps homes cool in the scorching desert heat. And soon we are reaching the last gate of the palace complex.
We have now reached Loha Port, the Iron Gate. It is the last gate before the royal palaces, and obviously very well guarded. The sharp right-angled turn into the gate was designed to prevent enemy elephants building up sufficient momentum to charge, and the sharp menacing spikes discouraged them from trying to ram the gates down.
This fort has been home to numerous Maharajas of the Rathore dynasty, but perhaps the most significant was Maharaja Jaswant Singh, who ruled from 1638 to 1678 and was responsible for the fort's current structure. We arrived at Shrigar Chowd, the Coronation Courtyard. This is where the Maharajas of Marwar were anointed and crowned in elaborate ceremonies. The marble throne is known as Singhasana, has witnessed the coronation of countless Rathore rules. Notice the symmetrical arches, the intricate jacoras or overhanging balconies, and the detailed stone carvings that demonstrate the pinnacle of Rajput craftsmanship. This courtyard also upheld public audiences by the Maharajas, dispensing justice and receiving petitions from his subjects. The Howdah gallery displays many treasures. Elephants have served humanity since the first millennium BC, continuing through the 19th century, roles ranging from warfare to grand ceremonies. In Indian epics, these majestic creatures are known by names Gaja, Dvipa, Hastin, Karenu, Karen, and Dantin. The relationship between Elephant and Mahout, the trainer, was profound and lasted lifetimes, built on trust and mutual respect. The museum displays India's finest collection of elephant seats, including the legendary silver Howdah of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan from 1657. These weren't merely seats but works of art, covered in gold and silver embossed sheets decorated with precious stones and intricate carvings. The front compartment, spacious with a raised protective sheet, was reserved for royalty, while the rear held the trusted bodyguard distinguished as a fly whisk attendant. Also on display are exquisite palanquins, the traveling chambers for noblewomen who rarely appeared in the public. These enclosed sedan chairs were carried by servants and allowed royal ladies to travel in privacy and comfort. Artifacts include arms collection and magnificent textiles, but the crown jewel is the sword of Mughal Emperor Akbar himself, a blade that once belonged to one of history's greatest rulers, now resting here as a testament to the intertwined histories of the Mughal and Rajput dynasties. Welcome to Sheesh Mahal, the palace of mirrors, and I truly mean mirrors. Every surface is embellished with glass inlaid panels and multi-mirrored ceilings. Legend says that under candlelight, these mirrors would glitter like the night sky, creating an illusion of sleeping beneath the stars. This was the bedchamber of Maharaja Ajit Singh, who reigned from 1679 to 1724. He was a legendary warrior who successfully rebelled against Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb and restored Rathore independence. Imagine him resting here after battle surrounded by his shimmering celestial beauty, a private sanctuary fit for a warrior king. The Phool Mahal, as a hall of private audience, is without question the grandest room in the fort. The ceiling is gold filigree and mirrors with various moods of the Indian classical ragas and the royal portraits. And then we have Takhat Vilas, the bedchamber of Maharaja Takhat Singh, who ruled from 1843 to 1873. What's fascinating is the eclectic decoration. The walls feature paintings of Hindu gods and goddesses alongside portraits of European ladies, representing the blending of Indian tradition with Western influence during the British Raj. Even the floor is painted to resemble an ornate Persian carpet. This room captures a unique moment in history when two worlds collided and merged in unexpected ways. And once again, you can feast your eyes on this incredible view of the blue city spreading out below us like a painting come to life. From the vantage point, you can see how the old city circles the fort. And we soon arrived to this pristine white courtyard with its clean marble surfaces and graceful arches, which was designed as a summer retreat. The white stone reflects heat, keeping the space cooler during Jodhpur winter summer months when temperatures soar above 45 Celsius. Notice how the architecture creates natural ventilation. Ravan Hatta, a traditional boat string instrument that's been played in Rajasthan for over 1,000 years. It has long wooden neck, a coconut shell body covered with goatskin, and is played with a bow made from horsehair. Traditionally played by Bopa priests, it was used to tell epic stories and religious tales. The haunting melodic sound you're hearing has echoed through Rajasthan deserts for centuries, accompanying folk songs and devotional music. The Ravanhata is actually considered one of the ancestors of the violin. This is a neem tree, and for Indian people, this tree is absolutely sacred and incredibly significant. Neem is known as the village pharmacy because every part of this tree has medicinal properties. The leaves are used to treat skin diseases and boost immunity. The bark is used for dental care. Many Indians still use neem twigs as natural toothbrushes, and the oil repels insects and treats infections. In Hindu tradition, the goddess Shitala, who protects against diseases, is associated with the neem tree. You will find new neem trees planted near temples, homes, and along roadsides throughout India. During hot summers, its dense foliage provides cooling shade, and it's believed that resting under a neem tree can purify your soul and body. This tree has been India's natural medicine cabinet for over 4,000 years. As we walk away from the fort into the heart of Jodhpur's old city, you can see daily life unfolding in the narrow lanes. The blue walls seem to glow in the afternoon sun. These streets have witnessed centuries of histories, with merchants trading spices and silk along the ancient route between Delhi and Gujarat. Warriors returning from battle, royal processions, and now tourists like us marveling at this living museum of the city. The architecture here is distinctly Rajasthani. Notice the carved wooden balconies called jakoras where women would observe street life while remaining in purda or seclusion. The houses are built close together to create shade and natural cooling. Street vendors call out their wares, from traditional Rajasthani textiles to silver jewelry, from aromatic spices to sweet jalebis fresh from the fryer. This is Jodhpur and most authentic, chaotic, colorful, and utterly captivating. And here we're at the Toorji Ka Jhalra, one of Jodhpur's hidden gems, a magnificent stepwell built in the 1740s by Maharani Chandra Kanwar Ranbat, the consort of Maharaja Abhai Singh. The stepwell served as a vital water source during the scorching desert summers. Stepwells, or bavdis, weren't just practical. They were architectural marvels and social hubs where communities would gather to draw water, socialize, and escape the heat. Look at these symmetrical flights of steps descending over 200 feet into the earth. The intricate carvings of the red sandstone pillars, the ornate balconies with delicate jacoras, and the geometric patterns tell stories of skilled artisans. As you descend, the temperature drops. These steps lead down to a pool of crystal clear water that reflects the sky above. The meticulous sound of water trickling down the stone walls create a peaceful atmosphere. In its heyday, families would gather here in the evenings, children playing, couples exchanging news, and carved balconies while devotees performed religious ceremonies. The stepwell fell into despair over the centuries, buried under neglect and urban sprawl, but thanks to restoration efforts, it's been brought back to life. Today, it stands as a testament to Jodhpur architectural heritage and the ingenuity of engineers who mastered the art of harnessing groundwater in one of India's most arid regions. Now we're heading towards Sardar Market, haven for shopaholics. Named after Maharaja Sardar Singh, this bustling marketplace is where Jodhpur's heart truly beats. The narrow lanes and alleys are lined with countless shops selling everything imaginable. You'll find colorful Rajasthani textiles, Bathani saris with their distinctive tie-dye patterns, and block printed fabrics in vibrant hues. The silver jewelry here is exquisite, intricately designed pieces studded with precious and semi-precious stones. The spice section is overwhelming in the best way. Vanilla, cardamom, saffron, and exotic spices used in traditional Rajasthani cuisine fill the air. And of course, you can indulge in mouth-watering street food. The clock tower was built in 1910 by Maharaja Sardar Singh. This five-tiered structure was designed to modernize Jodhpur by bringing European-style timekeeping to the city. The clock mechanism was actually imported from England, from the same maker as the London's Big Ben. Standing 70 feet tall in red stanchion, it became the city's sole reliable timekeeper in the era before watches were common. And while you're here, you must stop at the Shashi Samosa. This legendary shop has been serving Jodhpur for over 3 decades. Located near the clock tower on Nai Sarak, this humble establishment is famous throughout Rajasthan. What makes their samosa special? It's the mild, lingering tinge of ginger and asafoetida, hing in Hindi, that gives its distinctive, unforgettable taste. The crispy, all-purpose wheat crust shatters perfectly when you bite into it, revealing a rich stuffing of spiced mashed potatoes, green peas, fresh ginger, cumin seeds, asafoetida, and coriander leaves seasoned with traditional Rajasthani spices. They serve it in piping hot, straight from the kadhai with sweet and tangy chutney. At just 15 rupees per piece, or just about, this is one of the best bargains in India. The shop opens at 8 a.m., doesn't close until 9:30 p.m., and there's always a crowd. Locals swear by it, and once you taste it, you'll understand why. This is authentic Jodhpur street food at its finest, a must try that captures the essence of Rajasthani flavors in every crisp, spicy bite. The shop also serves other delicacies like mirchi bada, but their samosas are legendary.
In India, people would rather buy Pepsi than Coca-Cola. So thumbs up.
And now we're heading outside of the city limits to experience rural Rajasthan, and I can tell you one thing, there isn't many horns like this. As we drive through the countryside, you'll see how most Indians actually live, in the villages connected to land and ancient traditions. We're visiting a local farming family's home where we'll be offered a ceremonial drink.
Hello.
And here we're offered opium tea called kasumba or afin. Yes, opium. In rural Rajasthan, opium has been used for centuries in small, controlled quantities during weddings and special ceremonies. It's offered as a sign of respect to guests, and refusing it would be considered extremely rude, although it would be understandable if you do refuse.
Would be making it or preparing it to be given to the guest. And on the side, on the left, what you see, the animal like
The
structure.
drink is prepared by dissolving a tiny amount of opium in the water mixed with spices. It's not about the intoxication, but about the ritual, a centuries old custom symbolizing trust and hospitality. The scarf on the men's head is called pagri or safa. The way it's tied, its color, its style tell you everything, which community the person belongs to, their social status, the occasion, and even their mood.
2 times, yes.
Tying a pagri seems to be a form of art.
So the cloth is about 9 meters, and that's how it goes.
And here, this little guy, Anirudh, or as we affectionately called him, Chotta Raja, which means little prince. This young man represents the next generation of rural Rajasthan, balancing traditional values with modern aspiration. His family has farmed this land for generations, and their hospitality is legendary. Inside their home, we saw how comfortable these structures are with natural ventilation, thick walls providing insulation, and simplicity that actually quite luxurious.
How do I get it? Oh.
What we have got over here, these are the desert beans that we have seen in the market as well. So this is what they would locally grow and would consume. This one looks like sesame. It is sesame, and this one is green moong, the dal, lentil, and this is the pod for pearl millet, and this is the pearl millet that we see over here.
We also get to see some mud houses, which are not primitive, they're ingeniously designed for the harsh desert climate. The thick mud walls keep homes cool during scorching 45 degrees Celsius summers and warm during
So they
cold
would
winter
have
nights. The floors are
this
coated with
oven
cow dung
outside,
mixed with
and this
mud,
is the cow dung
which might
floors.
sound
And
strange,
I was
but
telling you
it's
how you
naturally
could
antiseptic, pest
use
resistant,
the
and
cow
creates a
dung
smooth,
and push
cool
the mud
surface.
for floor.
It's also
So that
used
they have
as
that
fuel
space.
when dried.
And this is maintained from time to time. And this is because it catches fire and it lasts pretty long. It's the rooms cool in
Mm.
summers, and then again we have got these tiny spaces for ventilation and to keep the room cool around. Now you see this structure over here. What do you think? What could be the purpose of this one?
The
And
grains
then
go on top, you can get them on the bottom.
two in the morning,
Grinding. Yes.
and how it has been a big part of their lives as a big symbol of our local economy here in India. So this is what you see
Let me tell you about something you might have noticed. Many women here wear elaborate nose jewelry, often a large nose ring called the nat. In Rajasthani culture, this isn't just decoration, it's deeply symbolic. The nat is traditionally worn by married women as a symbol of their marital status and honor. According to Ayurvedic medicine, the left nostril piercing is connected to the female reproductive system, and wearing drawers there is believed to ease childbirth and menstrual pain. The Nat also represents goddess Parvati, making it both a fashion statement and a religious symbol. And we've spotted some remarkable wildlife. Deer with distinctive black and white feet. These are chinkara and or Indian gazelles, perfectly adapted to the desert environment. Which brings us to the fascinating and controversial history of hunting in India. For centuries, hunting was integral to Indian culture, from ancient times when early communities survived through hunting through the medieval period when Mughal emperors like Jahangir famously hunted thousands of animals. The royal hunts were legendary spectacles. Maharajas would organize elaborate shikar expeditions lasting weeks with hundreds of servants, trained cheetahs, elephants, and even armies of beaters to drive game toward the hunters. Tigers, lions, leopards, rhinoceroses. Nothing was sacred. Emperor Jahangir alone claimed to have killed 17,000 animals between 1580 and 1616.
I think we're out wildlife hunting. So if you see Shokan, tell me.
I'll look at this window.
The British colonial period intensified this by catastrophic levels. Between 1875 and 1925, over 80,000 tigers were slaughtered. British official and Indian princes competed for hunting records. The Maharaja of Surguja claimed 1,150 tigers by 1965. Colonel Geoffrey Nightingale shot more than 300 tigers. King George V and his retinue killed 39 tigers in just 10 days in Nepal in 1911. The Asiatic cheetah went extinct in India by 1952. After independence in 1947, a hunting free for all erupted, similar to the American bison slaughter. Anyone with a gun joined in. International hunters flooded India, lured by guaranteed trophy kills. The fashion industry demanded for furs cost nearly finished off India's big cats. Finally, in 1972, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi enacted the Wildlife Protection Act, and Project Tiger was launched. From a catastrophic low of around 1,800 tigers, India has slowly recovered to approximately 3,000 tigers today across 50 reserves. Hunting is now strictly illegal. And here in this village, we see traditional pottery being made, typically a family trade passed down through generations within the Kumhar or potter caste.
Wheel is heavy, 100 kilos. Wheel is made by cement or concrete.
The potter sources the clay from specific clay pits that produce the distinctive terracotta we see here. This clay, dug from riverbeds and dry dirt, is then carefully prepared. No electricity, no modern tools, just hands, water, and centuries of accumulated skill passed from father to son.
Now guess what? More idea?
Oh wow. Like
Once shaped, the pots are left to dry in the shade for several days, then moved into the sun. After drying, they are decorated, some
design by
painted in
nail.
natural dyes, others left in their natural red-brown state.
And this is a cut. This is making spices pot. Put inside the masala, yogurt, base for use. And this is making lid some size. No idea, no measurement, perfect size. It's very useful small children. They use the broken, very happy. No idea? This is making piggy bank. Put inside the money and coins.
Ah.
Slowly, 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 up, 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 up.
And let me tell you about something I haven't seen in any other country, which is how serious speed is taken. Look at these speed bumps, they're everywhere. Sometimes you'll encounter six in a row, one after another, forcing you to slow to crawl. Locals have learned how to navigate them with practice rhythm. Slow down, bump, 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 speed up. Then it's time for us to head back to the city, and we'll go to the market for an evening chai and dinner. Indian chai and his experience. Strong black tea boiled with milk, sugar, cardamom, ginger, and sometimes cinnamon and cloves. It's served piping hot in small clay cups called kulhars that you drink from and then smash on the ground, completely biodegradable. The ritual of evening chai is sacred in India, a moment to pause, chat with friends, and watch the world go by. Don't want it. It's always chai time with these two. As darkness starts to fall, we look up and the sky is suddenly has thousands of bats, it seems like. There are Indian flying foxes or fruit bats with wingspans up to 4 feet. Don't worry, they're completely harmless and actually beneficial. That's a bat. You know how big that is? It's really big. There are pollinators and seed dispensers crucial to the ecosystem. In Indian cities, they roost in large colonies in trees, and at dusk, they take flight in massive swarms to feed on fruits and nectar. In Hindu tradition, bats are associated with the goddess Lakshmi, and their presence is considered auspicious. Watching them stream across the twilight sky is a magical experience. I just wish I could have captured a better photo. Hello! And our room. A new day begins in Jodhpur, and my driver and I are on a mission finding a coffee shop that actually open at this early hour. In India, chai reigns supreme, so finding good coffee, especially early morning, can be a challenge, depending on where you are. But here it definitely is. Most Indians start their day with chai from street vendors, but coffee lovers, the hunt is real. We drove through the awakening streets where shopkeepers were just starting to open their shutters and sweepers were cleaning the roads and the city slowly coming to life. And when we finally found the coffee shop, from the balcony, I got to look down at it. Some sort of ceremony that I could not decipher no matter how much research I did. So if you know what's going on, please drop a comment because I do want to learn about it. Thanks. And with that, it's time for us to move on to the next adventure. We're leaving the blue city of Jodhpur and heading to the historic village of Cannonball, where century-old Havelis and rural Rajasthani life awaits us.